Hi, my name is Eleanor Rolfe and I am an independent consultant for Jamberry Nails. And today I'm going to show you how to apply some Jamberry nails to my 6-year-old daughter's toes. As you can see, they're quite little, so it's going to be a little tricky. I'm going to be using the Jamberry Juniors String of Lights and Red Pinstripes to get us in the Christmas season. So what I'm going to do, as you can see, there's already some used. This was used on my older daughter, my 10-year-old daughter's toes already. So this is how much is left after one application. Still quite a bit. So I'm going to do, we've decided to do the red pinstripe on her big toe. So that is what I'm going to do. But first, you start by cleaning the nail bed. I'm just going to use some fingernail polish remover. You can also use rubbing alcohol. You can use Dawn dish soap. All of these will just kind of get the oils off of the nail and leave it nice and clean. So I'm going to do that. Next, I am going to kind of take my file and kind of shape a little bit of her nail the way I want. I've already clipped it so that it's to the desired length. Okay, so next I'm going to take a cuticle pusher or an orange stick, and I'm just going to gently push her cuticle up off of her toe, just a little bit like that. Then I'm going to take a buffer block and I'm just going to buff the top of the nail. You don't need to do a lot, you just need to do enough to get that shine off of the nail. That will make it so that the Jamberry Nail Shield will stick nice and strong to it. You gotta make sure you get in the little grooves and just really get it filed good. And get up in there. I have a little nail brush. I'm just going to kind of clean it off, make sure none of that's there, and check it. And it is ready for me to apply the nail shield. So I've kind of taken this one and I've kind of pre-cut it a little bit just so that it will fit on there. I still need to do a little bit of trimming, make it the shape that I want. Oh, that one looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use the flat iron method combined with the rice bag. What I do is I have my flat iron, it's just a normal one I've used on my hair. I'm going to take my tweezers to hold my nail shield and I'm just going to heat it here on the flat iron. I prefer the flat iron over the blow dryer because it tends to seems to heat the nail shield a lot more than the blow dryer, and it also just seems to stick a lot better to the nails and last a lot longer when I do this. So here I'm just kind of pressing it on really good. I'm going to take cuticle pusher, this is a different kind, and I'm just going to kind of rub this really good along the edges, the top of the nail, the sides. Clear to the tip of the nail. I want it to stick really well so it'll last for the full 6 weeks as promised. So I'm just going to kind of rub that on and also use your fingers. So now that I've got that nice and firm, it's adhered very well, I'm just kind of push up the edge right here, and then I'm going to take my nail scissors, just some small scissors that you can get at Sally's or Walmart, and I'm going to try to trim off this excess. And you don't have to worry about doing it perfect. It just has to be as close as you can get without cutting your own nail or your toe. I'm going to kind of press this down a little bit, make sure it's got a good stick. Looks like right here on this side, I need to trim just a little bit more. And do that. You want to make sure that the nail shield does not go on the cuticle or on the skin, or it will not stick. Next, I'm going to take a file and I'm just going to do file. You want to file in a downward motion all along the edge here. I'm just going to file off the excess that I didn't get trimmed off. And this will take off that extra, so that's why you don't really have to worry about cutting super close. So you can see it coming up. This is just all extra that goes past the tip of her nail. And kind of pull that off. Go along the whole edge and make sure that you get it nice and smooth. You want to make sure that you never go in an upward motion. You want to go in a down or side to side. Kind of feel that and make sure there's nothing poking up. I then take my buffer block and I just kind of go over the edge one more time just to make sure that it's nice and smooth. Now next, I'm going to take a rice bag. I've just sewn this up with just some cotton material and filled it with rice. I'm going to take this and I'm going to heat it in the microwave. And you can heat it from anywhere from 10 to 30 seconds depending on how large it is and the strength of your microwave. And I prefer to use the rice bag for my second heat application because it is a lot gentler on the nail or the finger and toes as opposed to the blow dryer. The blow dryer tends to get really hot and my girls do not like that. It's just a little bit too hot for them. You just take the rice bag and you just press it down. You can feel the warmth through it and you're just gonna kind of rub it back and forth along your the nail. And it just kind of heats it up enough and helps press it down so that it gets a nice good hold. And there you have it. There is the first of her toes done with the string of lights and red pinstripes, the Jamberry Juniors. And she has chosen to do an alternating pinstripe and string of lights. And as you can see, the rest of her nails are quite small. She has very little toes. But luckily, these come pretty little, so I can find ones that are pretty close to the size that she needs without having to do a whole lot of trimming. Just a little bit to make it fit the shape. And that's it.